Today I'm going to kick off my Blogging for Teachers series, and the first part of this is going to focus on why blog. And so this is going to talk about, as an educator, why would it be beneficial for you to have and maintain a blog? What are some things that you personally can get out of it? So there's numerous reasons why you might like to blog. I've highlighted just a few here for you. One of them is that blogging is going to allow you to learn the technology behind blogging. And you might think that it seems pretty simple to do, but as you get into it, you'll start to see that there are a number of things that you may not have been aware of that you're going to learn about. And we'll get into some of those in future videos. The next thing that blogging is going to allow you to do is share your knowledge with other professionals. So blogging is going to allow you to communicate things that work well in your teaching, for example. They're going to allow you to talk about struggles and issues and problems that you have. And as you do that, you're going to be connecting with other people and building your personal learning network. And those people are going to be sharing your ideas with other people. And they're also going to be there for you in terms of giving you feedback and advice when you have difficulties in your practice. All right, and then finally, and of course, this is not an all-extensive list. This is just sort of like a top 6 list that I have here for you. If you think about blogging from the perspective of perhaps you want at some point to have your students blog, you want to introduce blogging into your classroom, then I think it's really critical for you to have at least the basics, but ideally to be a little more advanced in what it means to blog and be a blogger. So by writing your own blog posts, you're going to learn the ins and outs of blogging. You're going to start to be able to think about things from your students' perspective. What are things that new bloggers struggle with? You're going to know that because you'll have gone through it. It'll help you refine your directions and understand how to give students support. You'll also learn the etiquette of blogging. You'll learn, how do you behave in the blogosphere? What is considered good etiquette, what is considered bad, things that you don't want to do. We'll talk about that a little bit in future videos as well. But if you're going to incorporate this into your instruction at some point, if you want students to do this, you want to be able to give them advice in terms of, how do we behave professionally and appropriately when we're blogging and sharing our ideas and talking to others throughout the world. And then finally, writing blog posts will help you understand how to write effective blog posts, okay? You might think that you know how to do this now, but if you were to keep a blog for a year and write once or twice a week, every week for a year, I promise at the end of the year, if you go back and look at what you wrote when you first started, you will see how your posts have evolved in terms of quality, and you will start to understand what constitutes good quality blog posts. And then you'll be able to think about what makes sense depending on the students that you work with, depending on their age and what they can do. You'll start to be able to think about how can you help them understand what it means to write an effective blog post. All right, so those are just some ideas to get you started. I'll be doing this once a week for a while, and we'll be going over how to blog as a teacher and then getting into how to do blogging with your students. So stay tuned.